I'll just introduce myself real quick. My name is Michelle Simon. I'm the marketing and outreach coordinator for the Outdoor Recreation Division. Adventure Pitch Fest has evolved over the years. It used to be part of the Outdoor Economics Conference, and it was something that was a little bit harder for the average New Mexico-based outdoor rec business to tap into. Real strict requirements and not very fun. So we decided last year to change everything about Adventure Pitch and made it Adventure Pitch Fest. It's now a celebration of outdoor recreation in New Mexico and an opportunity for our outdoor businesses and organizations to come together. It's happening in Albuquerque at oh, what is the space called?
Rail Yards.
The Rail Yards, Albuquerque Rail Yards. And there's an opportunity for businesses to showcase or for folks to pitch their business if they want to take things to the next level. And last year we had burros, we had I think they were llamas. It was really just a fun event. Just lots of great interactions with folks. So I'll pass it over to Devin, and you can introduce yourself. And they are our partners.
So my name is Devin Bader. I'm the events manager for Activate New Mexico, which is with Ingenuity and CNM. And we are contracted by New Mexico Outdoor Recreation Division to run this event, to bring people in. We've got a great relationship with them. And we were working with them when they were attached to the economic conference, the Outdoor Economic Conference. But I think one of the sort of leverage points that we really wanted to have was to see if we could get customers in the room, right? And I think that the previous iteration of the pitch, the competition that was associated with the economic conference, that was kind of missing. There were a lot of people that were attending the conference for their own reasons, maybe municipalities or things like that, but wasn't necessarily the same people that would be out hiking, biking, swimming, boating, snowmobiling, all that stuff here in New Mexico on the regular. Maybe they do, but it was not predominantly, I would say, that group. So our efforts have been to sort of increase that. And I think right out of the gate, I was at one 2 years ago that was with the Outdoor Economic Conference. And I think we probably had, I don't know, maybe 100 people. Last year we had 220 people show up. So we already had a much larger group, and that group, it did include a lot more people that are interested in outdoor recreation activities in New Mexico. So already we were moving in the right direction. I've set a goal this year to increase by 30%. So hopefully we'll make good on that. We've got a great advanced start with Michelle and her apparatus, working with our marketing team and our apparatus to get a lot of traction there, to get people out. We're trying some new things. It is as Michelle said, a celebration. It's two parts. There is the showcasing element, which is open to all profit, nonprofit organizations, clubs. If you have outdoor health and wellness, environmental awareness as part of your ethos, you're certainly welcome to apply. At this point, I think we had 22 to 25 booths / tables positions last year. I can accommodate probably another 20 with the amount of space we have there, maybe more depending on what kind of work we're doing. So I would encourage anybody who's interested to apply. It's a great way to meet other businesses in the outdoor recreation community, share notes. So there's a good part of this that is business to business. And then at 4 o'clock, when we bring the public in, there's food trucks, there's activities. We have llamas and goats and bears and tigers out there that we want to be able to make sure that they're able to meet you. I had a meeting yesterday with how we are going to try and increase the interaction between the public and the individual booths. We're going to leverage raffle. And the more interactions that people have with people at their tables and their booths, the more chances people have to add to their ability to win a prize in the raffle. So we feel like we've got some good. Every year we're trying to add some layers that build the value of this. So happy to be here, and I'll hand it over to my boss, Xavier Lemon.
Hi guys, I'm Xavier Lemon. Sorry I'm not on camera at this moment, but I'm really happy to be here. I echo everything Devin and Michelle said. The one piece that I would add is that if you didn't hear that in their words, this is a celebration of and for you all. So I will just make sure that we remain reminded of that. As an outdoorsman, a mountaineer, SAR volunteer, all those things myself, this is my jam. This is, I think, the time to shine for the folks that help us have fun in this great place that we live and work and play. So yeah, I'm excited to have you all here, and please don't be shy. Ask questions if there's something that we can do to make this really meaningful or more supportive, or to really be beneficial for you. That's what we want to do. So please, we are here to support you all.
So when we started this, Michelle and I were talking maybe about a way for us to get kicked off. And I think for us to have some good focus, it would be helpful to us if you'd be willing to let us know kind of what your interest is, what your point of interest is, whether you already know you want to showcase or whether you want to showcase and apply to pitch. Or if there's some other, you want to learn about the event overall. That'll help us sort of direct what we do to answer questions, maybe for everybody as a group. And then if there are still questions, we're happy to answer those individually.
And I
So,
think
Mer-
since,
Well, go
real
ahead.
quick, I think since I see a familiar face here, Eric Moffat from Preservation Dogs, who was a previous pitch contestant, I think let's save a little bit of time after this first round of questions to maybe
Yeah.
open the floor for Eric to share a little bit about your experience, if you don't
Sure.
mind being put on the spot.
Not at all.
But yeah, thank you. Let's go ahead and start with maybe just go around the face bubbles here and see what folks are interested in. Maybe we can start with Wiley.
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, great. Thanks for having me. I'm actually over here next door in Arizona. So definitely curious to hear about this. My day job is working in the Arizona State Department of Commerce, which we call the Arizona Commerce Authority. Been working with startups for about 15 years. But on the side, I have a hunting app for tracking the direction and the location of fellow hunters so you don't get in a friendly fire situation. So kind of dual use over here. Definitely interested in what you guys are doing over there in New Mexico, but also very curious about this event and this pitch competition. And I don't know if out-of-staters are eligible for the pitch competition, but either way, I'm looking forward to learning more about what you're doing.
Thank you. I will say I don't think that we are currently accepting out-of-staters for the pitch competition. We do really want to prioritize our New Mexico-based
course.
businesses,
Yep.
but it could certainly be an opportunity to tap into the New Mexico market. So we'll keep
Very
that.
good.
Yeah. Let's see. Van?
Good morning. My name is Van Elder. I'm with Routes Tours and Rentals. We're a locally owned company. We have a facility in both Albuquerque and Santa Fe. We provide bicycle rentals as well as guided bicycle tours in both Albuquerque and Santa Fe. We are interested in both showcasing our company as well as potentially getting involved in the pitch competition. We were able to attend last year as spectators, not as vendors, but this year we really would like the opportunity to showcase our company and tell people about what we offer outdoor adventure enthusiasts here in New Mexico. Is there a deadline for applying for both the showcase and the pitch? And is there a fee for showcasing our company? Thank you.
So there's not a fee for showcasing. There is an application for both showcasing and pitch competition. So if you go into that, I think Michelle's going to probably drop that into the chat for us. If you go into that application, you'll be able to choose, I want to showcase only. So if I was running a nonprofit Cub Scout troop and I wanted my troop to go, I would say I want to showcase only because I'm not a for-profit business, but I want to be there. I put all my information in, I'm done. If I want to do both, if I want to apply for both, I can click on that. It will give me the full application. If I want to pitch only, which I should let everybody know, there really is no such thing as pitch only. Because if you get into pitch, you're gonna pitch and you're gonna showcase anyway. You'll just be in a highlighted space, right? We're gonna put all those semifinalists in a semicircle. Their tables will be highlighted at the end of the space, right in front of the stage, so that people know, oh, these are the people I'm gonna see pitch at 6:30 tonight, right? So you get highlighted different color tablecloths. It's very fancy. That's how we get those people in. So the deadline for that is September 30. And we'll be making a decision fairly quickly after that, probably within, I guess, 7 to 10 days at a maximum of 10 days. Personally, I'd like to have it be a little bit sooner, closer to the 7-day period. Everybody who gets in as a pitch contestant, if you are a semifinalist, you will get pitch coaching to help you be prepared. So if you don't feel like you've done that kind of work before, or maybe you haven't done it in quite this kind of way, we're happy to hear it. If you have done it, we're still happy to give you coaching. One of the guys that Xavier and I coached last winter had done his presentation hundreds of times. So what we were doing is helping him adjust his pitch to get out of a boardroom and more for a public setting, right? His pitch was ideal for a board or an investment panel, but needed some tweaking to be ready for a public to understand and work through that.
Good questions. Let's see, Antoinette.
I'm not used to Teams, obviously.
No worries.
Hi, everybody. Antoinette Villamil with Girls Inc. of Santa Fe. I would not be the pitch person. I am the grant manager and grant writer. I prefer to write instead of speaking, but I'm here on behalf of the person who would be presenting. We've been around in Santa Fe for 71 years doing all sorts of programming for girls. I guess a question before I tell you too much more, are nonprofits eligible to be in the Pitch Fest, or is it just businesses?
Unfortunately, we don't allow nonprofits for the pitch component, specifically because ORD does a lot to support nonprofits through our Outdoor Equity Fund and our Trails Plus grant. We heard specifically from our outdoor businesses, like, what are you doing for us? So we really want to hold that space for the for-profit folks.
Okay.
It would also be a large disparity in terms of judging. A for-profit business alongside a nonprofit, often community serving business. Not that I know Eric's got some really great attributes of his company that are community serving and very considerate, but they're just two different kinds of animals. It may be in the future that we could find a parallel path there, that if a sponsor wanted to underwrite donations to these nonprofits, that we might be able to manage that. But right now, we're not set up for that. But we do welcome you for sure to apply to Showcase. We love the community building of outdoor recreation. So
okay, wonderful. All right, thanks. Yeah.
Did you have any other questions?
No, I mean, I guess not. If we can't apply, then But we're just to tell y'all, we've been at a location in downtown Santa Fe that was, given to us in the 1920s. We recently bought a parcel on Siler Road close to Meow Wolf that we're building out, with all kind of outdoor components and trails. And so, yeah, that's what we were interested in pitching. So,
Gotcha.
All right, but thank you.
Yeah, well,
Appreciate
we'd
it.
still love for you to apply for Showcase. So right now, the way that
Great.
the website is set up, there's an application for Showcase and it's one application, but within that you'll select Showcase. So we'd
Okay,
love
great.
to see you there, and just to spread awareness of your program and build up your connections in the community.
Okay. All
I
right,
think
lovely.
maybe
Thank
now
you.
would be a good time to sort of emphasize that sales and donations and you building that one-to-one relationship with customers in that time and frame is totally okay. We want to see that happen.
Last year, Cibola Search and Rescue was running an independent fundraiser that they were able to promote, bring some awareness to, and even I think they had the thermometer ticker with the QR
Yeah,
code where folks could
totally, they
contribute
did.
right there. So I don't know if you are running any sort of campaigns, but I think that makes a phenomenal thing to highlight and, to discuss and, point out if folks were to, engage and you were to showcase.
Okay, great. Thanks, y'all.
Yep. Let's move to the Rocky Mountain Tenkara. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh no. It
Can you
looks
hear me
like
now?
you're-
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, there we go.
there we go.
Yeah, so even though our sign's backwards up here, we are Rocky Mountain Tenkara, you got it right. We are a manufacturer of Tenkara rods, and so if you think of a fly rod, it's actually a collapsible fly rod that doesn't have a reel. So we cater a lot to hikers and bikers and people, everywhere from the Pacific Coast Trail to, just your average, everyday weekender learning how to fly fish. And so we've been doing this is me. This is my name's Kevin. This is Casey, and we have been manufacturing these rods for about 3 years. We were interested in the Pitch Fest, of course, and the showcase. We just wanted people to know that we were around here in the Southwest. We've had an online shop and we've done really well with it, but we would like to be those guys that everybody goes to in the Southwest when it comes to fly fishing and stuff like that.
Fantastic. What can you
Yeah.
tell me? Are the rods, you said they're collapsible?
They are, and so this one actually comes off my wall, but may not be able to see it.
You gotta hold it by your face.
But this one's only 5.5 ounces. It's about 7 feet long when it's fully extended, and so it's can't get it to the face. There we go.
There you go.
So we make all of these ourselves, but yeah, these are 5.5 ounces, and then it's very minimal. There's no reel to it, and so when you extend it all the way out, it's 7 feet long, and so we have 4 different models. And so this is something that me and my wife do together. She's actually the owner of the company, but I'm a little bit better at speaking in the public.
I hate speaking in the public, so it's great to have a partner who wants to do that part.
We all have
Oh,
our strengths
man.
and weaknesses, and this is where we lie,
Yeah.
So
Well, that's fantastic. Really
Yeah.
cool product. That's something I
Thank
could
you.
see using. I did a trip in the Gila, and that would have been really fun to have like stuck in my backpack and inobtrusive, just a small little piece of gear like that.
yeah, and we do a lot of volunteer clinics, and so we want to make sure that people know about our volunteer clinics in Nevaeh Caldera and stuff like that, and that we really want to bring people out to Tenkara fishing because it kind of, I always call it's like a gateway drug to conservation, and when it comes to fishing, and so people start fishing and then they start really thinking about like conservation and stuff like that, and that's how we got into it. So thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's hear from Eric.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm one of the owners or partners in Preservation Dogs. We manufacture trekking pole tips and other accessories for outdoor use. And yeah, so we were actually a semifinalist last year at the Adventure Pitch Fest, and it was great. So we didn't win, so we're sad about that. But the overall experience was really fantastic, and that's why I'm here again. So you three are fantastic. The coaching was really helpful, and the event itself is a lot of fun. So we found that just like you're saying, Devin, the one-on-one interactions that you have at the booth before and after really kind of matter a lot. So we got a couple of wholesale accounts through that, and that's sold a bunch of paws. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, so interested in giving it another shot, and at least if possible, and being in the showcasing down there was really great. So And it's just a really fun, like you said, I look forward to seeing what's different this year as well. Last year was the first year, but there was a lot of public, there was a lot of excitement. There were huge, amazing space, food trucks, and real camaraderie amongst all of the pitchers and contestants. It felt much less like you were competing for something that well, there was a little bit of that. Everyone wanted it, but but you also felt like a real cohesive group, and like you had allies amongst there. So it was really wonderful.
It was so good to have you guys last year, and I appreciate that you're coming back. That says maybe we're on the right track here, so that's good. I think Eric really highlights a really valuable point, though. I'm going to probably, now that we've done it this way once, when we do the orientation for the semifinalists this year, one of the things I'm going to tell them is, yeah, all of you want to get the grand prize of $10,000 or the second prize, $5,000. But in a sense, those semifinalists are going to get an awful lot for their businesses just by being the semifinalist. We put a lot of time and effort into promoting the individual businesses. Yes, we're promoting the event, but we also promote on socials. Last year we did the electronic billboards. This year we're dabbling in streaming television coverage, where individual components would show up for the event. So there's a lot that we can do to elevate the profile of your business. Also, just last year, I know one of the competitors, they didn't have any sort of pitch, like talk, that they were ready to give. They didn't have any real sort of photos or video ready to promote or explain their company. And so just by going through the process, they came out with a better website, better tools to promote their own business after the fact. And then, of course, we had people there, hundreds of people there. But one of the billboards we had, I think, had, what was it, Xavier, like 50,000 views a week. It was on Paseo del Norte in Albuquerque. And so that, I know it isn't $10,000, but it's a lot of marketing and boost for your individual companies. And I can say that in this because we're not even in the evaluation stage of what companies or organizations are going to be there. So.
And one other thing just to add before, I'm not sure if we covered this, but before the event actually kicks off, we're going to set aside some time to have like a little discussion panel. We're potentially bringing on some folks just to share last year's winners interested in participating and maybe talking a little bit about the impacts of the event to their business and sharing about their business. And then there's potential that we'll have the New Mexico State Parks give a little presentation and try to talk with folks about creative uses of state parks with their businesses. So we're looking forward to that. And I don't think that I have anything else. So if anyone has additional questions or comments, you're welcome to share.
All right. While people are thinking of questions, I do have one plug, and I admittedly for the programming we're doing here, there's before we get to Adventure Pitch, we are launching an accelerator and a business incubator that is Activator. Okay, and it runs over 7 weeks, leading straight up to Adventure Pitch Fest. So it starts middle of September and it goes right through October. And all of the content that is in that accelerator is geared directly to business operations, but specifically outdoor recreation business operations. And so we want, if you have not already looked at that, please feel free to look at that, consider applying. The deadline for that is sooner, right? It's this week. On the 31st of August is when we close that. There is a very strong virtual component, but we are also going the extra mile to try and make sure that people can attend in person. If needed, there is a travel stipend pool that we'll be pulling from. We can't tell you exactly what the amount would be because it may depend on how many applicants we get. Anyway, we want to give assistance. If that's going to make the difference for any of you, for example, on whether or not you want to apply for Activator, please let us know. We don't want that to be the reason somebody decides not to do it. And we've set aside funding and resources to help make that happen. It's a really good opportunity. I should mention that we are this time innovating a 2-track system. So early revenue and pre-revenue will get one whole specialized track. And then sort of, if you've been in existence, you're trying to maybe fill in some holes in your business acumen or your marketing, or you want to know whether you're at a point where you want to try to get funding or financing, or what loans would look like for your business to make it move forward. All of those things would be covered in the other track as well. If you are so inclined, we're not making people choose which track. We will ask people to be participants in one track or the other. But if you're in one track, that doesn't mean you can't go and audit the other track as well. They won't be held simultaneously. So if you've got the time, you could get an awful lot of good information in that 7-week run. We will encourage every participant in Activator to be a showcaser at the event. We would also encourage them to apply to pitch at the event. It's not a requirement, but we would like to be able to highlight that program and let those people talk about what they've learned, share with each other. I think, over that 7-week period, they're going to become friends and they're going to know a lot about each other's businesses. And I think that just builds the community in a really great way.
Thank you, Devin. Yeah, ORD has been working with Activator on as the main partner and organizers of Activator. And it's been, I think, has it been 4 years now?
Yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah. So yeah, we hope, if you're interested, you submit an application for that. The link is in the chat for both Adventure Pitch Fest and Activator. We're open books, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me directly. My email is on the ORD website in the contact section, and I'm happy to connect with a phone call as well.